Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, folks? Ty from the Bench Clear Media team, and today I'm going to update you on everything taking place in the NBA card market. There's a lot happening. Obviously, some of us that are watching the NBA playoffs and enjoying the intense playoff games, we're laser focused on our players and our teams. And if you're parlaying that into sports cards, and obviously there's a lot happening there. But before we break down the top movers and the prices over the last 7 days, I want to talk more at a macro level to help you understand really what's happening right now with some of the sports card prices and specifically within NBA cards. And I'm going to show you a chart here real quick. And this is really what you're seeing is just the overall daily combined sales of PSA 10 Prism Silvers. And we look at PSA 10 and BGS 9.5 in a lot of our reports, but this is just a good barometer of the market. And you can see combined sales. Now, when you look at the ups and downs, let me kind of help you understand what's taking place with these prices. Okay, so that first wave up, which is basically the first week of July and into the middle of July, that's when the NBA season was approved to return. So you saw the prices shoot up, and you get a lot of excitement buzzing around. And then it pulled back as they started to play some of those exhibition games. And then really when that second wave hit was when the seeding games started to play out. Each team had those 8 games, and you saw just a rapid rise of certain players and the excitement going into collecting some of these guys and buying them up. And prices across the board just went through the roof. You can see that second wave happen. And it was going incredibly well, I would say, from the standpoint of just activity and prices in general. And you didn't start to see the downward movement until we took that break on August 24th because of, and August 24th and 25th, I believe, when we had the NBA protest, and those came into effect and obviously affected pricing. And you saw a pullback, and that downward trend has continued. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why, or any political standpoint for that matter. The point is that's when the prices started to drop, and over the last couple days, we've started to see prices drop even further. Now, I get it. Baseball's going really well. Football's spinning up this week. There's a lot of other distractions when it comes to the hobby dollar, and there's just less interest in the NBA card market right now. So I wanted to make sure you knew kind of what was happening in the NBA card world from that macro point of view. But there's a lot of great players playing right now. And if you are pursuing players that are in the playoffs, there's some guys that are moving up the charts or very close to being in the top 10 in either volume or prices that are just hanging around the playoffs. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's start with number 10 on the list this week, and that is Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic is priced at $835. He's been moving because obviously he's been putting up great games for the Denver Nuggets, and the Denver Nuggets survived that round 1 Utah Jazz series and are now playing the Clippers. Jokic is the 2015-16 Prism Silver PSA 10. He's up 7% in the last 2 weeks. And so I'll make sure to tell you for every player how much they're up over the last 2 weeks, okay? So again, you can snag him for $925, Nikola Jokic. All right, number 9, Trae Young. Trae Young is actually down 22%. His 2018-19 Prism Silver PSA 10 is down 22% in 2 weeks. He's priced at $1,722, so $1,722. He's the number 3 volume leader on the September volume count. So if we look at the first 6 days of September, Trae Young is number 3 in the volume list. So he's moving. He's down 22%. There's a lot of transactions. To me, that tells me there's probably people unloading Trae Young at the prices they can get right now. Number 8, Donovan Mitchell. He obviously shot through the roof because of his crazy performances against the Nuggets for the Utah Jazz. His 2017-18 Prism Silver rookie card is now fetching $1,766. These prices, by the way, are the 4-day and 5-day moving averages depending on when they sold last. Okay, so number 8, Donovan Mitchell, 2018-19 Prism Silver PSA 10. Number 7, Jamal Murray is up 74%. His 2016-17 Prism Silver is now going for $1,900. Some pretty crazy movements for Jamal Murray. He had an incredible series with the Utah Jazz, against the Utah Jazz, and obviously that affected his prices as him and Donovan Mitchell were battling it out. He just put up a great game against the Clippers, and you're seeing continued strong movement on Jamal Murray, who is now all of a sudden become, one of the top 3 to 5 elite guards in the NBA. So number 7, up 74%, Jamal Murray. Number 6, Ja Morant. Ja Morant's actually up 10%. I think a little bit of that had to do with him being named officially the Rookie of the Year. His 2019-20 Silver PSA 10 is going for $2,480, so $2,480. Ja Morant was number 10 on the volume list for September so far as well, so plenty of his cards moving across the marketplace. Number 5, Kemba Walker. Look, Kemba's exciting. Kemba is leading the charge, him and Tatum, with the Celtics. His 2012-13 Prism Silver is now at $2,950. They're hard to find, very low pop reports. If you can find a Kemba Walker Silver, it's gonna be extremely high priced. Now that he's with Boston, I don't think his prices are gonna be dropping that much anytime soon. Okay, so Kemba Walker, number 5. Number 4, Zion Williamson, down 11% in the last 2 weeks, but his 19-20 Silver still getting $3,800. So Zion Williamson is 19-20. Zion's number 2 on the volume report. So there's still plenty of action with Zion Williamson. You do wonder if the people that are now all of a sudden worried about Zion maybe not being as good as we all thought, which again, we had expectations way up here. Even if he was right here, right? I think he's going to be just fine. Zion Williamson is number 4, down 11%. It makes you wonder if people are maybe unloading at these prices. Well, I guess we'll see. Number 3, Jayson Tatum. Look, Tatum's continuing to move upwards. He's up 2% in the last 2 weeks, but that's after another 20-30% move the previous sets of 2 weeks. His 17-18 Prism Silver card's getting $4,400 right now. Look, Jayson Tatum's exciting. The Celtics look good. Him and Kemba Walker are doing their thing. Jayson Tatum was number 13 on the volume list in September up to this point. All right, number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, this is his base card. And again, this report looks at cards sold in the last 7 days. So we're not going to have a couple guys like Anthony Davis and Kawhi Leonard because they just haven't, there's no transaction volume on some of their cards. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, his 2013-14 Prism base card is now at $4,100. That's down about 15% from 2 weeks ago, and he has not looked good. Now he's hurt, so I think that's definitely coming into play with his prices. But Giannis is number 2 on the list, and Giannis is also number 12 on the volume list so far for the month of September. And then number 1, as you expected, Luka Doncic, number 6 on volume, but his price right now is $7,100 for his 18-19 Prism Silver PSA 10. He's actually down 31% from his high 2 weeks ago, and that 2-week period encapsulated his game-winning shot where prices just went through the roof. We're touching 9,000 plus. They're sitting at 7,100 right now. So Luka Doncic, number 1. Okay, so there's your top 10. I want to give you a few names to consider that we're seeing on the list. In terms of prices, number 11 in price right now is actually Tyler Herro for the Miami Heat. Obviously, the Miami Heat are looking outstanding. He's getting plenty of playing time. 19-20 Prism Silver PSA 10 is now fetching $830. So Tyler Herro continues to impress. And if Miami advances to the next round and Herro has some of those moments, who knows, right? He could easily cross that $1,000 threshold. Michael Porter Jr. Down substantially, down 54%. He is now 14 on the price list. So that's an interesting one to chase. Obviously, I'm a big Michael Porter Jr. fan. Interesting to see after his crazy 8 games during the seeding games, Didn't have a great series against Utah Jazz. You could definitely tell that he was a rookie, and he's had a decent game against the Clippers. It'll be interesting to see what kind of price movement we see with Michael Porter Jr. over the next few games against the Clippers. But down 54%, 14th on the list. His card is now about $730 for his 18-19 Prism Silver. I also want to mention number 16 on the list this week is Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat. Again, Miami Heat are exciting. They're fun. And his 17-18 Prism is now getting a shade over $600. So Bam is doing his thing. And then one more name to mention. Number 11 on the volume list in September right now is Donte Di Vincenzo. Look, he's getting some more playing time. He made that clutch free throw to get them to overtime. It's only $190 for his PSA 10, 18-19 Prism Silver. But again, a guy that's moved up the charts in volume, and I know a lot of us have been watching Donte very closely. Hasn't quite had the playoffs yet that we all expected him to, but he's number 11 on the volume list. Okay, so there you go. There's a quick update on what's happened the last couple weeks with Prism basketball. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Tell us what you think about the playoffs, and I'd love to know what you think about more of the macro view too. What are your reactions to seeing data like that? Okay, have a great week. Enjoy the playoffs.